All right, this is Vivian again, and today we're doing a review of Miss Sohee's Couture Spring Summer 2025 show. So, right off the bat, I will say that I kind of sound like dead, partially because I am dead on the inside, but also just because uh, it's been really tired lately. And yeah, just like dealing with BS. But anyway, I'm trying to like move past, the whole like, oh, I don't want to do this thing, so I'm just not going to do it. Instead, I'm just going to like scroll on my phone and just lie down. We only get better if we challenge ourselves, even in the smallest ways. So, even though I don't really want to be talking or doing anything right now, still just going to do this video anyway. So, of course, like always, we're going to start out by reading the description here. If you don't know anything about Miss Sohee, I guarantee, or not guarantee you, I urge you to go look into the label or the brand. So the creative director and founder is Miss Sohee Park right here. And again, that's where the name comes from, Miss Sohee. I have done a little digging in the past about her brand. She specifies that she mainly wants to focus on high fashion, so she really only does couture pieces. I've seen her runways before in the past. They are very good, very highly detailed, intricate work that is genuinely up to par with high fashion, like in every sense of the word. So even though she's not, like a big name, her pieces are amazing, and there's been plenty of celebrities who've absolutely had custom couture pieces from her. I think her work is just absolutely stunning. So I've been wanting to do a review on her runway for a minute now, and I just felt like, if I don't just push through to do it today, I don't know when I ever will do it. So here we go. So again, like I said, as always, starting by reading the description, Miss Sohee Spring Summer 2025 is a sculptural exploration of couture where art and fashion intertwine. Inspired by both classical and modern sculpture, the collection reimagines the female form with surreal silhouettes, intricate embellishments, and a delicate balance of structure and fluidity. I feel like you're seeing this a lot nowadays in fashion shows. Like they're trying to emphasize this idea of being able to balance a whole bunch of things. Let me not read into that like I'm some English teacher, but it really feels like there's a question mark that's up in the air about what's really in right now in terms of fashion. So I feel like so many fashion houses are trying to almost like play both sides of the field where it's like, oh yeah, we focus on sharp structure detailing, but there's always, this Iris Van Herpen like fluidity to our work. And there's nothing wrong with that per se, but I don't know. Again, maybe I'm just reading into it, but it just feels like these fashion houses can't really like stick to one thing per se. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, like showing that you can do it all is a good thing. But again, maybe that's just me reading into it. Anyway, the noble elegance of the Korean Chosun dynasty, I hope I said that right, meets the dark allure of contemporary couture, creating a world of mystery, romance, and seduction. So I am not Korean. I do not know a whole lot about Korean history and of course, the Korean Chosun dynasty. Miss Sohee is, or I should say, Sohee Park is Korean, so that obviously explains where some of her inspiration comes from. Um, as I am doing this review, whoever the fuck may be watching this, keep in mind that I'm not well versed in Korean culture. So if I make a misstep there, don't try to crucify me. Anyway, traditional craftsmanship takes center stage with intricate Korean art, mother of pearl inlay. Do you notice how I just skipped that word? I don't think I know how to say that. Najyeon chilji. I don't think I said that right. Okay, let's continue on. Mother of pearl inlay, woven into breathtaking bodices and accessories, Minhua folk art inspires lavish embroidery and crystal embellishments. Voluminous hanbok inspired skirts, tailored jackets with sculptural curves, and ethereal layers of chantilly lace pay tribute to both heritage and modernity. Honestly, I said this before in previous videos where I'm like, I feel like fashion houses come up with the most intricate explanations to make up for a lackluster collection. But not only do I really like this description, but I really feel like Miss Sohee will be able to deliver on it. And I feel like they're one of few fashion houses, small or big, that genuinely deliver on like intricate or on their intricate descriptions. You know, like the runway matches the description. So we're gonna keep all of that in mind as we are watching this show. All right, let's go. So already as we've started out, you know, you see a bit of theatrics there. I will always say this, we need to bring back theatrics no matter how small into fashion runways. I'm not opposed to per se, but I'm just not a fan of, you know, the runways where the models walk in a straight line and then that's it. I think that's super boring. I think it kind of takes away from the fashion show in general. And I feel like more spirit can be embedded into these shows, which are, yes, a display of clothing, but they're also performance art in their own way. So that's already points for Miss Sohee with the theatrics. Now, this outfit in question, obviously, you see the fine lace work here. And I really believe that Miss Sohee, or let me say, I believe that this is almost supposed to be like inspired by almost like a beetle or bug design. I could be wrong on that, but Miss Sohee, when you see her past collections, it's very like nature almost inspired. Obviously, she's inspired by like what was mentioned in the description, her Korean heritage, obviously the fine craftsmanship of haute couture, but you can definitely tell that her like the brand's aesthetic leans more towards this, you know, almost like nature. I don't want to say high femme per se, but I feel like you understand what I'm getting to when I say, you know, almost like there's natural elements embedded into her work. I'm just gonna go back here for a second. I know the show basically just started and we've only seen a few pieces, but I feel like these first few pieces kind of are indicative of what the description was saying. I feel like the resemblance to almost like clamshells, like let's go forward here. Like you see, it kind of looks like clamshells, right? I feel like clamshells are, first of all, always a good source of inspiration, especially when you consider pearls that come from that come from clams. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, right? It is clams. Oh my god, I sound like an American. Any, anyway, no shade to the Americans, but yeah, I feel like clams are such a good inspiration of showing structure and fluidity. I mean, I feel like we all know what a clamshell looks like, and we all know that clams are hard as fuck, but their structure definitely resembles like a ripple, almost like ripple in the water. So I feel like that is very on the nose, but it's definitely orchestrated in a good way through these clothing, or through these clothes, I should say. I really, really do like this outfit. I'm not even gonna hold you. I really do. I feel like it would be even better if they took off this part here. Like, it already looks good, but it would just be even more so elevate. You know what would be really cool? Oh, you know what would be really cool? If maybe if they took this part off here, like these things here off at the sides, and instead almost had it structured like a shawl or like a wrap. I know it probably wouldn't, like, the execution probably wouldn't look the same. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't look the same, but like obviously it wouldn't look the same, but I just mean it wouldn't be pulled off as practical as it is here. But I think that would be a cool like idea. I think when I do these reviews, I'm gonna try to like add in my own illustrations of what I'm like trying to say, because I feel like my explanations are not doing it justice. But I feel like if she took off this part here and maybe even had it not necessarily like sleeves, but just as a part to the arms, I feel like that would look even better. But anyway, and you see here like with the callback towards like pearls and all the clam detailings, I feel like that is really really shown in the pieces that have appeared on the screen so far. Absolute 10 out of 10. No questions asked, no explanation needed. 10 out of 10. I love this piece. Even though the still will go on, I think this is my favorite piece so far. I'm just gonna add this in here because I don't think I'm gonna put it towards the end. I feel like Miss Sohee is a collection, or as a brand, that when you see her collections, it's almost like each piece upstages the next one. So like I said, like, oh, this is my favorite look so far. I feel like I'm about to have another favorite piece literally in a minute or two, because again, when you watch her collections, when you watch her runways, it truly is like each piece just upstages the next one. Like, that's how good her collections are. Gag, gag. Very simple. The obviously highly detailed, intricate work for the dress, but very simple execution in the theatrics. Like, this is what I'm talking about. I really wish, like, of course, Miss Sohee, she is already well known amongst, celebrities and amongst people who are interested in haute couture. So it's not like, oh, I wish more people knew her, but I just wish Miss Sohee was a lot more mainstream, because I feel like her runways truly, 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 even with more attention, could be even better than they already are. And this moment right here is low key what I'm talking about. Simple execution, simple theatrical work, but a very, very big, big gag, in my opinion. I stood corrected from what I said before. This is now my favorite piece. This is absolutely wonderful. Again, 10 out of 10, no explanation needed, no notes, 10 out of 10. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this piece specifically here because I've seen so many conversations about people talking about how to combine high fashion haute couture with, let's say, a more modern and ready to wear touch. I feel like this outfit is that execution in a nutshell, genuinely. Now, I have my own personal beef with peplum. I believe that's how you say it, peplum skirts. If you don't know what I'm talking about, or peplum tops, I should say, it's essentially a top that is fitted and then towards the waist it flares out. I hate tops that look like that. I hate dresses and skirts that feature that. I think it's mainly in tops though, like tops and dresses. I hate that look. I'm not even gonna hold you. I think it looks ridiculous. Maybe one day I'll get over my personal beef with that look, but I feel like this look right here absolutely kills the peplum execution. It is not as standardized as you would see in certain looks where it's like kind of think about something you would probably get at a department store. This right here though absolutely kills that execution, and I really love when somebody is able to take what has always been a modern staple because yes, unfortunately, peplum tops are a modern staple, and I really love when people are able to take something like that and just tweak it a little bit to make it look so much better. And I feel like Miss Sohee executed that in this outfit and especially in this top entirely. So I think this whole outfit is again modern, ready to wear haute couture fashion, just all like meshing together very well. Again, I stand corrected. This is now my favorite piece. This is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Also, the thing that I mentioned earlier about this look here, let me find it again. This look right here that I mentioned earlier, where I said I feel like they should take this part off of the sides and kind of make it like a shawl look. I know that is kind of a weird thing to think about or a weird thing to imagine, but I imagined it kind of like this shawl part here. Again, I'm gonna try to once I get better at drawing, I'm gonna try to like include my own visual aid so you really like get what I'm saying. This is obviously the final look of the show. This is the bridal look. I think this look, obviously, it's very cohesive with the rest of the collection. I'm not gonna say that this look is bad because it's not whatsoever. I love the bouquet. I love how that adds to the look. I really feel like though for Miss Sohee, I feel like this bridal look could have been so much more. Like again, I'm not gonna say that it's bad because it's obviously not. But when you compare it to other looks within this collection, like this, or even something like hold on, like this one here, like if you just made any of those looks white, like complete white, I feel like it would look better than the final bridal look here. And again, it's not really an insult. It's not really like a bad thing per se. I just feel like this could have been a lot more, but at the end of the day, like it's still a 10 out of 10. But I think in comparison to the entire collection, it is a bit lackluster maybe. I feel like if you would have put this in the middle of the show, I would have not peeped that it was the bridal look, especially if you would have taken away the bouquet. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's still good. I would totally kill to wear this. So that's the end of the show here, because then all the models basically just come out. All in all, did that show stick to its description? And I even have it open here just to read it back to you. A delicate balance of structure and fluidity. Inspiration from the Korean Chosun dynasty. Maybe I can't speak to that since I'm not super educated on Korean history. But breathtaking bodices, accessories, mother of pearl inlay, like all of that was absolutely shown and stuck to. And one thing that I will say here, I think I mentioned this before in a video that I did on a Mugler runway, is that Thierry Mugler, rest in peace, he was all about the outfit being just more than the clothes. So basically, when you wear an outfit or when you put on an outfit, you're also thinking about what hairstyle you want or what accessories would go with it. Thierry Mugler, in an article that I read about him, he basically said that he cared about how the complete outfit looked, again, down to the hairstyling, the accessories, the shoes, all of that. And I feel like Miss Sohee is a designer that I call her Miss Sohee because, like, again, Sohee Park is her name, but her brand is also called Miss Sohee. So I think you know what I'm saying. Um, but yeah, so Miss Sohee, you can see in all of her runways how she really focuses on a lot more than just the clothing. And sometimes in certain runways, even though again, like fashion is about the clothes, so there are some runways where they don't focus on the accessories, which I honestly don't think that's a bad thing per se. Like in some Thierry Mugler shows, you will even see that he doesn't always have accessories like a handbag or, like an emphasis on the shoes or things like that. Obviously, not in all of his runways. And again, like I said, I don't think there's anything wrong with that because when we think fashion, we think mainly the clothes. So again, I will say there's nothing wrong with that. But I do think that it just adds an extra bit of not just intricacy, but also a showcasing of skill when a designer and obviously their backstage crew is able to make sure that the accessories, the hairstyling, the shoes all work together in cohesion to emphasize the outfit. And again, I'm going to go back here. Let me actually turn down the volume so you can hear me. When you see in some of these pieces, like this one here, you see almost what looks like a tattoo of sorry, excuse me. You see what looks like a tattoo of almost like a tree branch here with flowers on it. Like this is what I'm talking about, where it's these little added details that elevate the entirety of the look. I mean, even this moment here that I talked about before, just showing this almost like what would you call this? Oh, what's the specific word for it? Like a casing, like a cast almost of a body. And then even just the model like moving it off here, like that is a showcasing of what ties these outfits together and what elevates the look, even when just like in this piece here, it's not necessarily a part of the look, like it's not attached to the outfit, but just the showcasing of that really elevates the look as a whole. Do you understand what I'm saying? And again, like here, you see, oh my god, it's like Oh my god, I sound like a fucking prepubescent boy going through puberty. Sorry. But, yeah. So even, like, here again, you see what looks like this tattoo of this tree branch here with the flowers on it. Like, these little additions to these outfits, like, truly, truly elevate it, and here is another good example of showcasing not just the outfit, but also the jewelry, the accessories that go with it. I mean, even the model's hairstyle, in my opinion, very simple, very simplistic, and I feel like that was an intentional choice considering how audacious, in a good way, that this outfit is. Like, it's these little things that really tie all of these outfits together. I mean, this one here that I mentioned again, you see the fan, you see the headpiece, you see this addition here of, again, the branch, the tree branch tattoo. Like, Miss Sohee, I really feel like in many of her collections, like, she really, really, really emphasizes how, even, like, look at this look here, like, how the hairstyling, like, all of this goes together, and again, like, look at this outfit, very simple, very, basic outfit, if you will, not in a bad way, very simple, very basic outfit, but then look how captivating the hairstyle is, like, look how captivating the jewelry is, very like, all of it comes together to really elevate an outfit, and honestly, I feel like again, Miss Sohee is about haute couture. She says that herself, one of a kind pieces, high fashion pieces. So I doubt that maybe, well, I mean, I actually could be wrong. But I don't think you'll really see like ready to wear stuff from Miss Sohee. I could be completely wrong on that. But I feel like as somebody who emphasizes the idea that she is a haute couture house and she cares about haute couture, she always delivers and executes on that. I think I mentioned this before. I saw I think it was like Dior or yeah, I think it was Dior, like Dior's haute couture show from like 2 or 3 years ago. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, and again, I'm obviously not an industry professional. Of course, I'm hoping that's gonna change. I wanna be involved in the industry so bad. But that Dior show, and I think it was Dior or maybe YSL, but I'm pretty sure it was Dior. That haute couture show from like 2 to 3 years ago, absolutely, like, ridiculous. And again, that's not to take away from the work that the professionals behind the scenes put in, but, like, that show was nonsense in my, like, personal opinion. Like, that show was complete nonsense. Like, there's no way that should be considered haute couture. I still don't understand how big brands continue to get away with that. But obviously, it's because they're a big brand. But again, just to emphasize here, the greatness that is Miss Sohee. I mean, like even this look here, this obviously sewn together like tiled piece, and then you see the addition of this accessory here. Again, I mentioned the branch tree or the tree branch tattoo, and then of course the headpiece, which also adds a layer of emphasis to what seems like a somewhat basic outfit, only appearing basic on the surface, but obviously there's a lot of intricate work put into it, is essentially what I mean by saying that. And this piece here is something that I definitely wanted to mention in the end. This piece here, the reason why I specifically wanted to mention this outfit is because of something that is circulating within the fashion world, which is an emphasizing of the body instead of the clothes. I think everybody is well aware of the fact that um, nowadays, it feels like fashion is all about showing off your body, and there's nothing wrong with that. Fashion has low key always been that. But what I mean by that is, I mean, like, look what happened with Kanye West. And yes, I know, sorry to mention him, but look what happened with Kanye West and his wife Bianca, where they were on the runway for or they were on the red carpet for the Grammys that just happened a couple days ago, and their quote unquote high fashion moment was just Bianca in a see-through dress. Like, she was completely naked, and again, it was a see-through, like, straight up clear dress. That is fucking stupid. And I'm not going to go into a whole thing about Kanye West and whatever he thinks his fashion ambitions are or whatever. But that right there is an encapsulation of what's happening within fashion, where people think that if you just are built like a bad bitch, that means you have good fashion sense, or that the outfit is good, or like whatever piece of clothing you're wearing is cool and high fashionable just because somebody's body looks good. And I feel like this is a conversation that steers towards silhouettes. And again, like I said, or like I've said before, I am not in fashion school. I haven't been to fashion school. I probably will never go to fashion school, as much as that sucks. But I still can appreciate what is intricate, well rounded work that doesn't just go, or like that doesn't just take a shortcut to essentially like kinch in a waist, or cinch in a waist, I should say, that essentially just cinches in a waist to showcase like an hourglass outline, and then just claims that, oh, because the outfit showcases the body, that means the outfit is good. So again, I feel like this look here, like it gears into the conversation about, like silhouettes can be a lot more than just, oh, here's somebody, like almost like a Fashion Nova esque experience is going on in the fashion world. And I feel like this look right here, this one single look, I feel like it really just, and this is what I mean when I say I wish Miss Sohee was a lot more mainstream than she is. And I mean, she'll always be known to the people who have the money to afford her work. So, she's fine, but I just wish she was just a lot more mainstream, because this look right here literally is such a good example of what is wrong with the fashion world today, in which they only care about emphasizing like an hourglass silhouette, and then just claiming that any piece of fabric that emphasizes or shows off that silhouette is what makes a good outfit. That's not true. And this look right here completely like proves that. Like this look, again, from, if you wanted to put it in like a juvenile explanation, the fabric looks like it's all over the place. Obviously it comes together excuse me. It comes together here with this bottom overlay that obviously showcases, or cuts a bit short, I would say, at the shins. And then obviously is a longer train in the back, which what looks like a robe almost like piece. Sorry, my explanation is all over the place. I'm like kind of tired, like I said before. But almost with a robe like top piece that again is just an overflowing of intricately put together fabric. Like this is what high fashion is truly supposed to be about. And yet it feels like so many of the big fashion giants, so many well-known names within the fashion world, like they don't care to put this like energy and emphasis into showcasing the heights of fashion, because they know that they can just skate by on like name alone, or on brand name alone. And I just feel like if there's one look that everybody should be dissecting and should be looking into and should be showcasing, if anything, it's this look here. It is absolutely this look here. And Miss Sohee always delivers, but I feel like this is just the epitome of showcasing what is wrong with the fashion world, and how more pieces like this honestly should exist. More pieces like this should be put on these high fashion runways, and it is very unfortunate that it is a somewhat smaller fashion house like Miss Sohee, which is one of the few people and fashion houses that wants to still almost like take a chance on showing, something that isn't just all, oh, cinched waist, oh, here's, this corset on top of this look. Like, I just feel like, in a nutshell, this is what more fashion houses should really be trying to go for if they really want to show the heights of their creative work. So, as always, like, hats off to Miss Sohee. She always delivers this collection, like, 10 out of 10. Um, like, honestly, what more can you say, really? Like, you know what I mean? Like, genuinely, 10 out of 10 out of 10 out of 10 out of 10. Like, literally, I'm about to, like, applaud right now. Like, genuinely. So, that's it for me today. Like I said, I'm kind of tired, kind of feeling like trash. I always feel like trash, but whatever. So, yeah, I guess that's it for me today. Bye now. And shout out Miss Sohee. Love her. Bye now.